not, I kind of want to keep it on the short side because I just don't want it to be very long. Um, but we'll go right into the topics. Um, First, I actually do want to touch on how games went. Um, Pretty crazy. There were some games that went to 7 this week. So I'm honestly like really impressed. And I really hope that playoffs go well for all the teams. Um, Generally, I think most of the teams are prepared going into playoffs. I think that a lot of teams are going to be heavy hitters. Some teams was actually decently shocked that made it into the playoffs. Um, but I'm gonna do a little talk about basically like what I feel is an issue with the current season format, and more specifically like the way that playoff teams are chosen. But yeah, I mean the regular season is basically done. Roster lock is on. There's just playoffs are they're here, man. They're here. So I'm looking forward to the amount of players we're gonna see, the amount of just attention we're gonna get. Really looking forward to that. It's gonna be fun. I'm going to be there for Sunday, the finals. I don't know if I'm gonna be there for Saturday games, but we'll see. Um, so with the adjustments to season 6, we do have to talk about the fact that we're gonna be seeing quite a few adjustments, mainly to the season format. We may possibly move to a 12-team format. I think it's like 90% chance that we're going to be moving to a 12-team format. I just think it's going to be a little bit more competitive. And we might actually start to decrease the roster sizes once again, as I feel that most of the teams were pretty good on the roster sizes, I think, for the most part. Just generally, I think that teams just need to focus on just having one lineup. I really don't think that teams should be having like 8 different people as their like starting lineup, because then nobody really knows like if they're supposed to play or not. So I think that you should just have like a set in stone, like, okay, these are the 4 people that I can always rely on, that they're always going to be at games, and if they're not, I know who to go to sub in just in case. So like really 7 players, 4 of them being your starters, 3 of them being like subs in case one of the starters can't make it. So I think that if a team can have fluent communication with each other, then I think that that's a team that is definitely perfect for Tide League, because I've always said like I don't really care what the team is. If they're active, then I want them. Problem is finding those teams and getting them ready for Tide League. So yeah, season 6, it's gonna be a fun one. I think 12 teams is gonna be interesting. We've never done that. We've for the record, we've done a 10-team format and a 16-team format. So like we haven't done anything other than that. So I think 12 is gonna be really interesting to do. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. We're gonna unravel all the changes slowly, so we're not just gonna like give them all in one announcement video. Like we're gonna be doing quite a bit of just like generally making smaller announcements gradually, and then we're gonna give it all in one announcement trailer, and then we're hoping to have an actual season trailer. So that's gonna be really interesting. That's in the works later. And then the season montage, we're gonna have a season montage because I think we really need one. We're overdue on that. So yeah. The next topic was pre-league, and if we can see it running anytime soon. I don't know, man. Pre-league has been one of the more favored. I really liked pre-league when it was in its prime, but I don't think that we will see it maybe even next season. I think that we would probably at the latest see it season 7. And it's going to be sort of similar to the way Tide Pre League was before we disbanded it. except we're gonna be just doing something that we did with EGS, just creating teams. It's not biased; it's completely random. So it's gonna be similar to EGS, and I think the EGS program really went just absolutely flawless, because the current EGS team was created out of like, it was not created by them; it was created by us. Like, we gave a giveaway, and those were the people that won, and they somehow made a team out of it. And they actually changed their name to GLX, so they're going to be joining Tide League as GLX next season. And then we're going to have another EGS. For reference, the first EGS team we had is actually the current NVA team. So EGS was first thought of and created starting in season 4. We were planning on doing it in season 3, but we thought that we might receive some backlash, so that's why we didn't. But I'm really interested to see how it works out with Pre-League, because that's basically EGS on a big scale. So the plan is to have like 7, 8, 9 teams, because we actually figured out a way that we can do it with 7 teams, because it's not going to be like a week by week base. It's going to just be a team wants to play, they can play, and they're going to find a team that's active, because we want to get a glimpse of like, okay, these are the active teams, these are the teams that really want to be in Tide League. So, we'll release it, and, it's still in the planning phase. FBI is sort of spearheading it, and Collision as well, so, we'll see what happens, but I'm really interested to see what happens with it. So I was speaking about the massive update to the season format. So we are moving to, as I said, a 12-team format, which is going to be entirely based around a new format, not division-based, actually, sort of conference-based. I am making a GFX basically describing what will happen, but essentially, it is called a Tide style. No, I am not coining another name of an already this is completely custom made by me. I searched far and wide and I could not find it anywhere. And we are trying to keep it as disclosed as possible. But essentially, I really want this to just be the new format. I created this format as well, but I think after this season, and I will explain why I don't really like it anymore. But I think this is going to be much better. I think this is going to be more skill-based, and it's going to be pretty similar to the Swiss style, but I've made a small modification to the way that the playoffs, as well as a decent amount of the regular season, works. I don't have enough information to really explain how it's actually going to work, so I'm going to leave that for another meeting or another TideCast. And once we finalize it, I will send it out, and that is going to be the official new format. There might be a few modifications because staff, we have to just look over it constantly. I've already ran it through with FBI and Danzig and a lot of other people, so we really have to just work on modifying it and just making sure that it's going to be the competitive style that we want, and it's not going to be something that is just going to guarantee a win for one team. So yeah, that's the sort of massive season format update. I also put a new topic of, could we see a new admin at some point? FBI is the most recently promoted admin. I think it was a good choice by me and Blank to promote him. But we are thinking of maybe possibly adding another admin to our crew. Nothing against Double, but we don't really have a lot for him to do right now, because marketing-wise, we don't really have a lot to do. So it's unfortunate, but that's why we really need to find someone who's going to essentially be the game admin. Andy used to hold the position, but he has since been having some IRL conflicts. So yeah, we might be seeing a new admin, maybe in the near future. Who knows, Danzig might become a new league admin, you never know. So the last major topic that I want to talk about is the CC initiative. So this is something that I think is going to be crucial to the success of these smaller CCs. So our plan is to have a crap ton of mini CCs. And no, they're not going to be able to ping. What they will be able to do is they will be able to start pinging once they make a video basically advertising Tide League. So yeah, that's like basically my plan with it. FBI is making applications for a CC mod. So essentially the CC mod is going to be able to promote CCs. And if we find that there are some CCs that we feel are doing a good job and making good content, that is worthwhile to watch, original, maybe not original. I think that, content wise, it's pretty dry in the Shell Shockers realm of things. But there's always new videos and new topics that are being discovered every single video that I see released ever. So we're trying to find these little CCs and trying to give them a little boost in content. Because I think it's pretty hard growing. Once you're at a certain point, it's like, what do I do next? I'm making all these videos and I'm only getting like 50 views on them and I'm only gaining like 2 subscribers for each. Like, it's not enough. And I think that all CCs really deserve a good shot. But the reason of why we have the roles separated is more because we don't want CCs with like 20 subscribers pinging for their video. It's nothing against them. It's just we can't exactly nobody wants to get pinged for a video that they've never seen or for a user that they've never seen. So we're gonna keep the pinging to some CCs that we know are trusted, can produce good content, and as well as the BWD CCs. So yeah, I think that it's gonna be a good initiative. And we'll see what happens of it. I think it's gonna be fun to see the smaller CCs getting up and really showing off their content. So I really wanted to talk about like why I think the new season format is gonna be better. But in order to do that, I really have to talk about the flaws about this one. And it recently was brought to my attention that RG, a team that was 4-2, who was definitely they should have gone to the playoffs and just they didn't. They didn't go to the playoffs and they got beat out by the 2 other teams in their division, BBQ and NBA, which they actually beat NBA and they still didn't go because their league record was worse than them. I think that's absolutely stupid. But if I were to be biased about it, then I could have moved the divisions, but that would have been biased and that would not have looked good on me. A lot of people question the way we pick divisions. I think that right now the main way that we choose which team, the new teams, the divisions that they go into, it's basically just random. We just sort of pick okay, RG can go here, NBA can go here. We don't know the skills of these new teams. So we're just sort of guessing, and it's not really a good look when there's a division that has 4 great teams that it's just not playing great. So we're gonna try and make sure that this new competitive format is more, I guess, just league based. So if you want to get a glimpse of sort of how it's gonna work, search up Swiss style. It's sort of how it's gonna work, but there's gonna be a few updates to the Swiss style and how that works. Because we can't really do a Swiss style format in a 12-team format. That's just not, you can't do that because it just won't work. So if we're going to do 12 teams and we're going to do something like the Swiss style, we have to make a few modifications. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be really interesting to see how it actually works out, because a lot of people are probably going to be confused. A lot of people are going to be like, you did the group stage wrong. And then, it's just us explaining, wait, what? There's no group stage. So, I think that a lot of people are going to just generally be a bit confused. And, why did we switch? Well, this is why. But yeah, it's gonna be fun, and I'm excited to see the playoffs this season. I'm interested. Who do you guys think will win the season? I'm decently interested in that.
Well, I hope
Honestly,
BLC.
oh, you can go ahead, Coyote.
Also, hi.
Yeah, Coyote's here.
Did you know? Did you notice I joined or no?
Yeah, I was like, when is it gonna pop in? And then
Alright.
I was like, eh.
Yeah. I popped in like 5 minutes ago and I was too nervous to talk because I have social anxiety. But
That's all good. That's all good.
I obviously I hope BLC is gonna win. Looking at who's playing, I'm it's probably wait, where's the schedule at? I think it's tough to say. NVA and BBQ are probably like my favorites, sort of. I don't know who's gonna win out of that match because they're facing each other in the first round. So I don't. I really don't know. I think one of them could definitely make it. What do you
Yeah.
think, Will?
I mean, I obviously can't really share my opinion because it'll look biased either way. But I wish all the teams the best of luck. It doesn't matter what their record is. I think all of them really deserved a spot.
Sure.
Maybe more than others, but you get what I mean.
Yeah, yeah. There's definitely some
There's a
ones
few
just like
teams that I just don't think it just came down to logistically, like how are we gonna like
right.
the reason why EXL was not let in was mainly due to the fact that they had, I think, 6 games and 3 of them were forfeits, and I was just like, you know what?
It's not worth the risk, right?
Yeah, why would you have a 3 forfeit team just allowed in the playoffs?
Yeah.
So I think EXL's disbandment has it's come. They've had a good time in the league, but I think the team is just sort of it's just sort of
All
dying out.
all good times come to an end.
Yep. You
And now
can't
we
really
have
have
Gothic
nice
in the
things for too
finals.
long. But they've had a good run. I mean, they won season 3. They
Yeah.
were pretty good in season 4. And season 2 they had unlucky playoff, I guess, life, because they played Aries and they just got destroyed by them. So
Yeah. Unlucky.
it is what it is. I mean, I think that EXL is a great team, and I think Zuma's a great leader. It's just I think there's a time when you just got to move on, and I
Yeah.
think that time is now.
Mm-hmm.
So EXL, they've done a great job. It's just I don't see them really reviving anytime soon, and if they do, it's gonna be like miraculous. That I don't think that reviving them is the best idea, because
Yeah.
why would you revive an already pretty dead team?
Yeah. It's just overall not worth it. You think?
But I mean, maybe Zuma might merge into CEO. You never know. Um,
Yeah. That'd be cool. I'd like to see that.
yeah.
The power of Holdy and Zuma
Problem is, if
combined.
they merge,
But
then I'd have to force them to make a B team because they'd
oh,
be
really?
too powerful. So I was considering forcing BLZ to make a B team, and then I realized that USA is kind of like IGN, so it's like, well, they kind of already
Yeah.
have a B
It's
team,
sort of
so
this, isn't it?
BBQ I might have to if they prove pretty powerful in the playoffs.
Right.
But we'll see.
As someone that likes BLC, here's the teams that you should make B team for: NVA, BBQ, RG, CEO, just all the strong ones. All right, just make a B team for those that appreciate it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't know. I mean, NBA they're pretty good. It's just I think a lot of times they get overlooked.
yeah. They got phobia, so kind of
Yeah,
cheating.
they got phobia. Danzig occasionally plays as well.
Yeah,
RG,
and
I don't
Danzig's
know
so fun.
if like half their roster is active, because if we split them up, then it's just gonna be EXP and GNR again.
Yeah,
And EXP really can't just clutch a season up by themselves. They really need that clutch up from RG. So I'm actually glad that GNR and EXP merged last season, because
yeah,
they were both pretty dead teams, and I think them merging was a solid idea.
yeah. RG's a weird case. I feel like
That's for
I,
sure.
I
Yeah,
never see any other players online, but when they show up, they show up. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. Diaper, Evan, Shooter. I mean, they all really do a good job. Bubble Axe was playing with them for a while, and
Oh, really?
of course he left, but it was a good while it lasted.
Hmm.
But I think we'll definitely get to see a lot of interesting changes to the season next season, and whatever happens. I think that there's a good chance that we might find a new generation of players at some point soon. Maybe not. But it all just comes down to logistically how many players do we have in the league, and how many of them are actually playing in games every week. So there's not really a maximum amount of players that we can have, but there's really a minimum as well. I think for a 16 team format, I think there should really be about 160 players. And right now we're logging about, I think, 110. So 110 is right around 12 teams. So I think that'll work.
Right.
But the regular season's over. And playoffs have definitely been pretty anticipated. This is I just realized this is the first season of 2022 that's gonna end. It's actually crazy, honestly.
Like in just all the leagues overall.
Um, Actually, I'm not sure about that. Actually, oh no, Mask League. Well, Mask League kind of had their season split up between 2 years, if you get what I mean by that.
It's a pretty long season, guys.
Let's see.
Uh,
Oh no,
the
they
league.
actually no, they had. Okay, so Mask League beat us. I mean, their season is shorter, but
The Skin League beat us. This is so sad. Anyways, I'll cry about that later. Um, by the way, anyone listening live right now, type in general or like at me. Like I don't want to speak for Whale, but like DM me if you have any hot takes on who's gonna win this season because I'm interested to see your takes,
yeah.
no
Well,
matter how dumb
y'all
they are.
do that.
That's a great though. Uh, anyways, what else is on the topic list for tonight? I did not read it.
We actually did complete basically all of it, but there's
Oh,
one
really?
question. I think this is. I'm gonna guess, but I'm gonna guess this is from either Zams or Boss. Lol Fortnite Battle Pass. Also, are ye lads gonna make your league French?
Yes. Yes to
Honestly,
all of that. Yeah, let's
April
just do that.
1st is coming up, and I had a plan on April 1st of what I was gonna do Tide League wise, and I think it's actually hilarious. But I should not speak. I want it to be a surprise. Actually, I haven't even told Blank. But yeah. Okay, this one is definitely from Nyx. What are your thoughts on Nyx? Nyx is chill, man. Nyx is chill.
Start talking like shit about
E2G
him.
for the win? Honestly, maybe. I don't know, man.
They've been
E2G
having
has
some,
definitely had a pretty good season, and now they have
yeah.
Bubble Axe on their team, so that's actually like even better.
I don't know. I feel like they had a better season last year though. Didn't they lose? I don't. It's tough to say though.
E2G,
I'm
they
haven't
went.
been watching.
What were they?
They were good. They were really good last season. I think it was them or EGS. I'm not sure though.
I forget if it. I honestly shouldn't forget this stuff, but I honestly forget if it was
I
season
mean, like,
3 or season 4 if they made it all the way to the finals and then lost.
it doesn't look like season
Oh no,
4.
they last
Yeah, they lost to
season
EXL in season 3.
season 4 they lost to BLZ in the divisional. Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, yeah. Season 4, season 3, they lost 4-3 against EXL in the
That's
finals.
unfortunate.
Yeah, you guys are so close. I'm lucky.
So close.
Nah, we all know Fade's winning. Okay, you know what, Savitar? Just shh. It's okay, buddy. I think Fate has a decent shot at winning. They're definitely not my favorites, but they're not my not favorites. You know?
Honestly, we should look at God X, man.
God.
Honestly, not
Yeah.
even joking though, when Bugga actually played, he was actually very good.
Is it pronounced Bugga?
Like, imagine if Dios wasn't a hacker and was just really good and he actually was active. Like, Godex might actually, like, be able to just destroy everybody with Buga or whatever. Is it Buga or Buga? I never actually, like...
I think how's it spelled?
It's Bugha.
Isn't that the Fortnite Pro that
Yeah,
won like
actually, yeah,
three?
I even get it.
Yeah, it's pronounced. Alright,
But,
so
honestly, I think, like,
also
if they had Nahuel, Dios, and Buga on their team as their, like, starting lineup, that actually might be really, like, a really strong lineup because they're all three of them are just really good players, so...
wait, don't doesn't Knockwell and Dios
Yeah,
lost?
Nahuel decided to dip from Godex. I don't know why, though. Kind of, like, interesting to me.
Oh yeah, War wants to talk by the way.
War,
Yeah.
War,
Also,
show me
wait,
your feet.
isn't Geo banned? Did we ban him for not alting hacking?
Geo.
Oh, Geo. I thought you said Dio.
Dios, yeah, Dios.
Dios.
I thought
Wait,
Geo was clean.
I have no idea now. I'm so confused. There was
There's
some.
so
I
many
remember it was
players.
like a
There's a lot
top
of new
five.
players, especially.
It was a top five like Central or South American pro that I
I
think I
recently
caught
found
on
out that there's a
stream.
new nitrogen, and I had no idea.
Ooh, nitrogen, very cool.
There's a ton of players. But it's not enough. As I've always said, there needs to be a new
More.
generation. I need
Mm-hmm.
it. I really do.
Invite the kids at your school. All right, guys.
Oh my gosh, that is just never gonna happen. I've like already told them, I explicitly said to them, I do not play Shell Shockers anymore. And they were like,
For
good
real?
job. You've been accepted back into life.
Dude, everyone in my school loves shell shockers, and I'm in high school.
What?
Dude,
Dude.
everyone just like plays during lunch and shit because there's like nothing else better to do because you have the shittiest Chromebooks. It's great, man.
What's up, guys? Just got the
I'm
new
king among them.
update, 30 FPS. Woo.
hmm I'm basically king there. I run the school.
God damn.
Nah. But one of my
That's
friends,
funny.
he was playing at lunch, and he actually asked me. This is a real story, but this happened today. He asked me is there a fucking like competitive shell league or some shit? Because I'd be amazing at it, right? And I just told him he would suck it not to join.
God damn. I mean, from what I've heard, Shell League is it's pretty good. It's doing. I actually don't really know. I'm just sort of like making some
Uh,
stuff up. But
I have not been paying attention to it. I'm gonna be honest.
how's I heard Coop Kings is about to start season one, or did they
Oh
already?
yeah, dude, Two Kings has been awesome. Like, obviously no hate to. I don't want to sound like
Yeah,
mean or
yeah,
anything,
I
right?
know.
But uh, I I I really enjoy streaming for Coop Kings. Like, I just as someone that has a very low like patience level, I guess you could call it. The
Mm.
constant action of the games is like really exciting and invigorating. It's like
That's actually yeah. That's the one thing that I do really appreciate about like just the game mode itself is it's like it's targeted to new users.
yeah.
So I think that if Coop Kings can get some more promotion, I think that it'll bring a lot of great players to the game.
Yeah, I think like
Um,
the best way to describe it is like playstyle wise, it's like Coop Kings is like Call of Duty basically or something like that, and then Tide League is like Valorant almost.
it's actually true,
I
yeah.
Yeah, that's like the closest thing I can compare them to. But yeah, I really do like both. It's awesome to stream for both of them. Um, I don't know what else I should say. But, yeah,
Yeah. I mean, generally speaking, I think that Coop Kings is definitely doing a good job at just the organization part. Um, I think Shell League as well is doing decent. With my departure, I'm not, trying to be a little biased or anything, but like I think that they need some stats and they don't have that, and I think that's just an incomplete league.
yeah. It's you. I don't want to say anything mean to like the current people there, especially, but you definitely, to some extent, carried the shit out of that league. Not totally, but it was definitely a big hit to them when you left, I think. And also, you're muted.
Oh yeah.
Where the hell are the TideCast on YouTube? I don't see them. Are they up there?
It's probably a good spot to end it. But yeah. Oh, I'm so tired. Anyways, thank you all for tuning in. It's been peaceful. Just been dealing with my little cold.
Been a very chill TideCast.
But yeah, thanks all. And I will see you guys in the next one.
GG, guys. Bye.
TideCast episode number 11. We had one 2 weeks ago. I think. Don't. I think. But we had to push our TideCast for this week back, mainly because we had plans already. But we're here. We're continuing doing this. A lot of people ask me if the TideCast is still going to continue going, and yeah, we're going to try to keep it going. It's sometimes pretty tough to keep it moving. But hopefully tonight there's some exciting topics. I know there's a few OC people who might be here. I'm not sure, but we'll see. But we're just going to get started. So first topic on my list was the new format to season 6. So we revised it. We sat down, all the admins just sort of talk like, what can we do to help make the format a little bit more competitive. So leagues like Tide League OC and EU, they use a group stage because they have a small amount of teams. So group stage isn't that bad. For us, we can't really do that, mainly because it would essentially be a 15-week long season, which is not ideal at all. So that is mainly why we can't really do a group stage. What we could do is split the two divisions up. So we could do we have 16 teams right now, so we'd essentially be doing 2 18 divisions, and that's kind of what we're going to do. But we don't want to sort of guess what teams belong where in which division and which teams would be the most competitive with each other. So that's why we have to do a preseason. So that's why I sort of eyed to the fact that we are going to be doing a 2-week long preseason. It's going to be very simple. It's just a 16-team bracket. And it'll be completely random. So it's not going to be seed based. You're just, say like NVA, they might be the 15th seed, like BBQ might be 4. Like, it's not going to be like how we think it's going to pan out. It's just going to be completely random. And the divisions will be chosen by the team's placement in the bracket. So essentially what it will be is the top 8 finishing teams, or actually, sorry, correction. The even finishing teams, so seeds 2, 4, 6, 8, and so forth, they're going to be in one division, and then the odd teams, seeds 1, 3, 5, 7, and so forth, they'll be in one division. So it'll be pretty even overall. It should pan out correctly. We might revise it to be like 1-5 or something, 1-2-5 or something like that, and it might be that, but I don't really know. We'll have to sort of sit down and discuss, because sometimes teams get lucky and they finish at a seed that they really maybe should not be in, so we'd have to move around things that way. But it will most likely just be random. But hopefully the teams will be equal. So yeah, we're not going to do it by like finishing placements of last season. We're going to do it by how preseason comes out. So that's why we have to do a preseason, so that we don't have to guess. And then the season itself is going to just be like an 8 or so week season, maybe 7 weeks actually. We're still hesitating between 7 and 8 weeks. And it's going to be similar to the Swiss style format, but with 8 teams in each division. I'm going to keep it brief, but there is going to be like a graphic sort of showing you, if you're like a visual learner, like it's really hard to talk about it because there's so much steps to it. So yeah, we'll get like a little diagram to show you how it really work. But it should be really competitive because the whole point of it was that teams would only essentially be playing teams that are the same record as them. So like if you're a 3-0 team, you're going to be playing a 3-0 team. The only time that's different is the last week, where if you're a 4-1 team, you might essentially be playing like a 3-2 team. So, but even that, like that's still pretty competitive. So that's why we're trying to like keep the competitiveness to an all-time high, as opposed to just like completely random. Last season, like there was a format, but we decided that we need to switch it up. The only thing that we would change about it would be to add a preseason, but we felt like we need to make it even more competitive. So yeah, that's why we're doing this sort of 2 division type thing. So it'll be very, very equal. Another thing that we're trying to do is we're not going to have like, say like BBQ and Oil, for example. They're both partnered teams. So Oil is BBQ's B team. We're going to try not to have them in the same division, because then they essentially end up playing each other at some point. Or maybe, actually, I don't know, they might not. But we're going to try and keep them apart, just sort of as separate entities, I guess. Same thing with, what's another B team, A team type thing? BLZ. BLZ is kind of like the A team of USA, so we're going to try and split them up. I'm trying to think if there's any other teams that are like that. There might be, but yeah, that might actually be it. But yeah, I'll take a look at that, but that's basically the goal, to just increase the amount of competitiveness between teams, make it pretty fun, because I really got bored in some of the games where it was just like 4-2, 4-1. It just got so annoying to watch. So yeah, we're trying to make it as competitive as possible. But yeah, the format diagram will be released at some point. Peak was hacking in that finals game. I don't know, man. I haven't seen any proof on that. But if you want, you can send me. The next one, the next topic, I should say, is pre-league. So for those who don't know, pre-league kind of changed its purpose again. We have sort of realized that it is in need of like some sort of motive to actually run. But talk about the current BNVD members. Oh man, I could talk so long about Shell Shockers, pub players, and BWD kids. But I'll keep that for the black market of TideCasts. Oh my gosh, Blue Waffles Digital, for real. But basically what we're going to do with it is we're going to do like some sort of free-for-all type thing. I don't actually really know, and that's why I need FBI to really talk about it, but he'll come and talk about it a little later. He's got some talking to do with a certain someone. But yeah, he'll be here in a sec to talk about it. The reason why I can't talk about it is because I have no idea. He just was like, he got up and he was just like, we got to do something with it, and we're just going to do that. And I was just like, all right, that's cool. I don't really care. So yeah, we'll see what happens with that. But the next topic I can talk about. Oh my gosh. Content creator initiative. Oh my gosh. This was needed for so long, and we're finally doing it, and I'm so happy. We finally were like, you know what? We've been talking about this CC initiative for like 3 months. We have still not done it. And so we finally came to the conclusion that it must be done. So we finally introduced it. If you don't know, it's kind of self-explanatory what it basically is. But we are encouraging small CCs who have maybe just started YouTube but have promising outcomes. So like their videos are good. So, they're original. That would mean that it isn't really toxic in any way. It's not like harming BWD or something like that, telling BWD that their game sucks or something like that. And we're trying to give them a chance to get a lot of viewership. So you can ping at here, and we're actually going to set up something where content creator pings is going to be sort of how it is in Shell tournaments. For those who don't know, Shell tournaments has a system where you actually you essentially will automatically get the role, and you can remove it. So basically, like, what we're gonna do is we're just gonna set it to be like an auto role, so you'll automatically get it when you join the server, but you can take it off, and that way it pings quite a few people, and people who might want to actually see content but maybe aren't online when content is posted, they'll be able to, because it'll still ping them, because it'll ping the role. But that'll only be for certain CCs. For others, you're gonna have to use the @here ping, which will still ping the content pings, but maybe not the people who are offline. So hopefully we get a lot of content creators. We've already gotten like a ton of applications, and I need to like actually sit down and read the CC mod applications. So that's a whole other side of it. The CC mod is essentially doing my job for me, and they're gonna find, that's their whole point. They're just gonna find all of these small little content creators and give them a chance to prove themselves in Tide. So yeah, hopefully it works out, because in season 7, the season 7 off-season event, so not this season, but the next season, it is going to be something related to CCs. This season's off-season event, the season 6 off-season event, is going to be team-based. So it is not going to be open to the public. The only way you can do it is if you're on a team currently. So I know it sucks, but it is what it is. You're gonna be fine. You'll get your chance at some point. We're gonna do a 1v1 tournament at some point. We're just waiting on someone to get back online. Actually, 2 people to get back online. But yeah, that's the CC initiative. Hopefully it goes well. So the next topic is the season prizes. I wanted to ask War. So War was actually a BLZ player. He received a code today. War,
Yes.
what was your reaction getting that code? I want to hear about it.
Well, I was a little surprised because I may have forgotten, but overall, Tide League actually has pretty good prizes. I'd say better than a lot of leagues. But over like runner-up prizes and winning prizes, I feel like are all appropriately given out. Certain extent. And do you I don't know, but is it just given out to everybody on that team's roster, or is it
So-
to the leader who
So we used to do it by giving it to the leader, but we found out that there were people given the code that were just like straight up not part of the team. So we started doing it by just looking on the stats sheet, looking who had kills and who had been playing in games, and then we did it that way. And essentially, like, the reason why we had to make that switch is just because we can't trust the team leaders at all. I forget what season it was, but there was one season where, like, codes were just being given out to just these random players who were on the roster in different leagues, but they weren't on the roster in this one. So, like, why? Like, what's the deal with that? So it's all a big trust issue, and it limits the amount of people who could possibly use the code, because what I don't want to have to do is they DM me, say the code is used, but in reality they just accidentally used it on their account or something, or like it got into the hands of someone else, or it was distributed wrong, and then that's a whole thing, and then I have to DM Wiz, and I'm like, hey, can I have this? This code was used, and then he goes in and see like what account you, all this stuff. Luckily, I've never actually had to deal. What's the word? Deal. This is why I need spring break. Luckily, I didn't have to deal with that at any point. For season codes, for other like random things, giveaways and stuff, I have had to deal with that at one point. And it becomes a huge hassle because multiple people have had the code at this point. It's been on the code sheet for quite a while. And then I have no idea who could have possibly used it. And then it becomes like a whole thing of like, well, was it accidentally given or something like that? By the way, Shark, I do have a code for you. I'll give it to you after this. I did actually manage to get one. I got a little snag there. But the reason why I asked do they need to change is because I sort of feel like we've been doing these same prizes for the past 3 seasons, and I feel like it's gotten old. If I'm being honest, I think change is always good. Shark actually won a giveaway, so that he's not like getting one because he won in a season. He's getting one because he won a giveaway quite a while ago.
Yeah.
So just to clarify that, I'm not giving that because we're like making an underground deal or something.
It's like,
But essentially, like, I feel like the codes have gotten really old, and I feel like there needs to be some sort of change, whether that be like new codes entirely or at least like maybe more or less. I don't know, but
and that's not entirely your fault because Blue Wizard Digital has not come out with a lot of new codes recently.
that is definitely true. Yeah, a lot of
So like,
their items are
yeah,
all pretty public, and it was just like whatever happened, they just gave us codes, but like I have to be honest, like the amount of possible items that we can choose from right now for first place prizes are really slim because if you think about it, between red goggles and albino, there really isn't very few in between codes, like in between those two. So what we were thinking is we might introduce the choice of an albino, maybe crack shot, between I guess maybe the choice between an albino crackshot and an albino pistol. So basically, essentially, what that would be is the player on the winning team would get the choice between the two, and once I get all that, the inventory of who chose who oh my gosh, I cannot speak today. What person chose which code? Then I DM that to Wiz, and then he gives me those specific codes. And then the MVP prize next season will most likely be the choice between a buck, albino, or a flame coat. So, oh my gosh, that's gonna be great. I really think it's just gonna be random. I can't imagine that people would be able to make the choice between one albino, buck, or all flame. So I mean, it is what it is. But essentially, that we're trying to get that as like the prize. At least give them a choice. And then the second place prize, we were thinking of doing maybe aviator hats. That's pretty rare. I don't think a lot of people have it. But we're trying to introduce that sort of thing, like giving the players a choice, because I know like a lot of people, they might already have a code. So like I know a lot of people already have the red goggles code, so it's just sort of like, hey, you won the season again, here's your code. Like, yeah, it's one of those things, so that's why we're trying to change it.
and like, as a BLZ member, we've been in other leagues. I obviously already have red the skull bandana for the shell shockers, so it's just like it's an older prize because you get that in all these different leagues because there's multiple leagues that give out the same exact prize for
Definitely.
the same standings, and it's pretty hard to have like your own unique prizes because Blue Wizard Digital just has kind of been lacking on the I don't know, coded items that you can actually
I
get.
did actually hear that they are making a new skin series. It's been like conceived, but I don't know when it'll be added. But I did hear that they are trying to like make a like a new sort of private skin series that'll essentially be like similar to Flames, Bucks, and Albino. I don't know anything about it. I just heard it from I forget who it was. I think it was like a Paladin in Blue Wizard Digital. Forget who. I'm trying to remember, but I did hear that, and I was like, "Oh, that'll be good," because what I think that there should be like maybe even a league prize, like something that is exclusive to leagues that you can only win in leagues. But the problem with that is, after a few seasons, that's gonna get pretty regular, and it's not gonna be rare anymore. So it's more of just like, where do we find that in between, like that one code that barely anybody has, and of course like Flames, Albinos, Bucks, like those are going to be what everybody doesn't have. But the problem is on the other side of things, then it becomes like, well, if we're giving those out every single season, then those are not going to be rare. Like it's a whole
Yeah.
thing where like every season, if we continuously give out the same exact code, that code is not going to be rare anymore, and there's going to be no point. Make a Tide League stamp. That has been conceptualized. We are working on that Tide League MVP stamp. It will not be coming for a while, trust me, but it is being like it has been processed. It's been thought about. Like we definitely have that on the back burner if we ever feel like, hey, there really isn't any codes that you can give us that nobody has. We might start doing that, but I don't think that'll be anytime soon. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and the only like recent new skins that have came out that are only codes would be the grenade skins or
For sure,
albino
yeah.
luck, but
Or the
even
AUG, yeah.
oh yeah, and the AUG. But even so, they're not giving those out left and right because it's brand new and they want to keep its rarity for just a little bit before
So yeah,
giving it to the crowd.
my only suggestion to Blues or Digital is maybe making more of these rare codes. The one time I was really excited when they came out with the Riddler and Satellite Hat because they claimed that one was going to be pretty rare and it was going to be exclusive just to the winners of certain giveaways and stuff and CCs and stuff like that. So I was very excited when they did that, but I feel like they could do more. So yeah, we'll see
Yeah.
what happens, but I can assure you the codes will change and they will not like go down or something like that. So yeah, it will be better. Oh, Stitchy's
Star
here.
Wars skins.
Stitchy, when you changed your name, I was like, who is this guy and how did it get mod? And then I had to look through our DMs and I was like, oh, it's Stitchy, and he just changed his name to methamphetamine. And I was like, what?
Yeah, you gotta support the vibes.
Mm-hmm. What are your thoughts on the season codes? Do you think they need to change?
I mean, what are they right now?
So it's for first place, it's 10 red goggles. Second place gets 10 skull bandanas, and the MVP got a flame crack shot this season.
Okay, so I'll tell you this now. I think that the skull bandanas needs to be replaced because every league
Definitely.
gives them away now.
Oh my gosh, that is so
And
true.
they're on every shared account, so if you want it, get shared account. Everybody already has it, so
Mm-hmm. For sure.
technically it's I'd rather have a stress stamp.
Definitely.
offense. I'd rather have a stress stamp over skull bandana any day, but oh yeah, monocle. Yeah, monocle. would be
Yes,
great. Or
monocles
gas
have
mask.
definitely been
Yes,
something that we've
those
thought about.
Virgo, good stuff.
Because we've thought about having it be the choice between a monocle and an aviator hat for second place, and then first place we get the choice of like maybe an albino crack shot or a buck crack shot. The problem with bucks is that those need to stay rare, and flames the same thing. So I think albinos might be the way to go, and bucks will probably be kept for MVP prize.
I mean, but giving away like a flame or buck every other season could keep it rare.
Definitely, yeah, for sure. Even like one every single season would probably be fine as long as it's not like getting onto a shared account, which we have seen before. One of our codes that the winners got, I think it might have actually been season 3. It ended up on a shared account, and we were pretty angry about that. But luckily, that was taken care of, and it's no longer on that shared account. But the problem is, it's already on other shared accounts that we can't really stop. So the goal is to just find that code that is just nobody really has, everybody really wants, and people will work towards that during the season. But yes, I do agree that it will change next season. A lot of things will change. Rio, you want to speak? All right. Actually, can I even drag him? Just let's see. There we go. Yay! There he is. What's up, Rio?
Rio Grande.
For sure.
I got turn my thing on my speaker.
Let's see.
Oh, Whale. So I had this question earlier. You know how Shell League changed the point, like to the point during scrims, it has to go to 6 now.
Mm-hmm.
What was your opinion on that little change that they did up there?
Personally, I thought it was a good idea at first, but then I sort of realized how, scrims are already sometimes pretty long, depending on like how the players are and stuff like that. So I feel like at that point it'll already be pretty long. We have considered changing the rounds to like best of seven or not best of seven. Sorry, best of 11. I think, yeah, or no, best of 9. I can't even do. I think it's best of
Some
11.
number.
It's some best of number.
Yeah.
But essentially, like what we were thinking was possibly doing what they're doing and do it either maybe best out of 9, so first of 5, or best of 11. But I don't know if we're going to do it. That would definitely be a question that I would ask FBI on his opinions, and Blank and Danzig, Swift as well. But I think what we're gonna do right now is just keep it the same probably for season 6. But we are really just focusing on the season format and making it a little bit more competitive. So hopefully that'll compensate. But I definitely did like the idea. I think it was pretty bold. It definitely will make games a lot longer. But I think keeping it at 4 is also fine. But there are ways that you can make it a little bit more competitive even without the long rounds.
Yeah, and
Talk about Tide League's FFA tournaments.
Oh yeah, Stitchy, you're actually a part of that. I don't know if FBI. He texted me and he was like, I don't know if I'm gonna make it. But yeah, you can actually speak on it because I know you're an admin or a server manager. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so what we were hoping on doing was Swift came up with like brackets. So like let's say we have like 15 teams, no 30, let's say 30, right? And we can split them up to like 15, and it'll be like brackets. And then what we will do is we'll do like, let's say like King of the Coop, then we can probably do like a teams game mode. Like we'll swap it around, so it won't just be like, oh, just scrims only. So then we'll be like King of the Coop one time, then we'll probably go to FFAs, probably duo tournaments, and then we'll go to teams. Obviously, if you get cut, you can obviously get recruited on the King of the Coop game mode and redeem yourself.
Looks good,
Cancer,
yeah.
the thing is, there's not going to be more than 15 people. I mean, in the brackets, we're not going to put over 15 people in one map. It's going to be a little too chaotic, and that'll be really hard to manage.
Definitely, yeah. I do feel that. See, I'm just scrolling
Sure.
through something. Ooh. All right, I'll read this out. So Virgo suggests MVP Buck or Albino Crack. All right, first Monocles, second Gas Mask. Tournament at the start of the season to decide division places. Yep. 2 divisions. Top team of Div B goes to Div A. Bottom 2 of Div A have an LC. So that's the. I guess that is kind of like Shell League, but or the old Shell League. I don't know about an LCT tournament, because what we've found about those is that there could be the possibility of alts. But we'll definitely consider those prizes. And then we're going to, once we release that diagram, it's going to be a lot more clear about what we're doing. But if you do want to sort of get a gist of like what it will kind of be like, just search up Swiss style format and then just you can go to that. So it'll kind of be like that except for 8 teams, and it'll just sort of be repeated. So 2 8-team divisions. So yes, essentially, for moving up, like teams moving up, what that would create is probably more of like 2-sided divisions. So it would be like Div A would become the better division and Div B would become the bad division, I guess. So we probably won't do that. But we'll definitely consider everything else. I personally don't want to have to the problem with having 2 divisions that are sort of like one's the better one. The problem with that, yep, alts. So it would essentially become the best teams in Div A alting onto, because they know that they can get two different prizes. So that's sort of like the problem with that. We saw that in Shell League Season 2, where there was Rise. I think there was also a few other teams like MFA, or was it MFA or EXE? I don't remember. But MFA and Rise. Rise was just an entirely alting. E2G even had a few alts in there, but it was actually relatively clean.
Also.
Um,
We had Dragon and what?
yeah, VLTG had
Power
a few
Dank.
alts as well.
Power Dank, if you didn't know, Power Dank was I think Peak. I don't really remember. Don't keep tabs on it. And Dragon was Sim, I think.
But yeah, that's mainly why we
didn't
don't.
get caught. We could actually have won that. That'd have been cool too.
That's actually, yeah, that's true. But that's why we want to make it equal, because it gives the teams like it won't encourage alting, essentially, because you'd have to be the number 1 and number 2 seed. But we'll certainly see, and we'll certainly just sort of look at our options. But yeah, I think the new format will be really good. Alts or fair games? I'd probably have to go with fair games, to be honest.
I personally think that,
Yeah, you can go ahead. Yeah.
I personally think that altings were pretty fun.
Honestly, I would agree. I have to agree, but
For sure.
it's definitely fun just because, like, you get to role play and just chill. The problem is when you catch it, like when you catch an alt, that is where like my job comes in, and I have to figure out, okay, what do I do? Like, do we redo? Like, how big was it? How big a deal? Like, do we just?
Oh, yeah, you're the owner, right?
Yeah, it's just it's stuff that I have to do. But that's why, so alting rules have sort of changed. Essentially, like if a team has an alt on it and that alt was doing like a really good job, like basically borderline carrying the team, in that case, we'd probably end up just not forfeiting the games, but maybe redoing a few of them that the alt was like a huge key component in, and then they probably wouldn't be able to. Yeah, Weeza was a huge alt, and that's mainly why we had to just stop him from playing. We didn't even give him the chance to play just because it was so bad. But Play actually left the server, so technically he could continue alting, which is actually, I hate to think about that, but he actually could, and it wouldn't be counted against him. But Play is permanently banned. I mean, he's never coming back. I will not allow it.
No, he has alts on other accounts. I have
He has so many
I have
alts.
4 alts that are in this server right now that I can give you access to, that you can ban.
He has so many
Proof and
alts,
everything.
and it's just
Yeah, I have
so
like 13 alts in here.
for sure. Didn't you just join back the server like a week ago?
Yeah. Definitely not the bird can relate.
Yeah. I have technically, well, Tide League support is like a half alt. I don't have, actually, I don't even know if I still have access to it. I'd have to actually look at that because I'm actually nervous. And then I guess
I'm gonna ping Tide League support.
Tide League bot is kind of like an alt, I guess, but it's more like a bot alt. And then I have one emergency alt. That is just in case I ever lose this account, I can always just come back on that alt and it'll be immediately owner. Not like server owner, it'll just have the owner role, and I'll be able to run a league from that.
We'll definitely know. Then we'll definitely know that that's your alt. It wouldn't be very secured.
For sure. Alting and ranked. Gosh.
Smart.
I have not been in ranked in so long, but I've heard so many stories about
It's fun though.
it's just everybody just alts.
Dude, I got a like 5 second, no, not 5 second, a 10-second ace in ranked, and some guy was like, I hate this alt.
And it's so funny though, because
Like war, then
they just do it. Like even if they
hacked.
even if their main accounts get banned or the alt gets banned, they're just gonna hop on a VPN on another alt and just join back. Like it just
Yeah, that's
there's
literally
no
what
stopping
you do.
it. Um,
I use aimbot and still missed.
Oh.
I don't think that's a good
The
thing.
impulse though.
Impulse be like,
How-
Impulse
Do you
is
want to talk
actually
about
back.
that clip where you? Oh, you got it.
He's playing for Oil actually. I think I think he is. EG4L is also back. Yeah, a lot of teams are making a return.
Yeah.
We might see. Imagine if like TPX came back. Oh my god, that was the nightmare of Shell League that season 7. It's just entirely alts. It was basically Rise, but like really good.
Wait, which team?
TPX, remember?
Oh yeah, TPX. Yeah.
Oh my god, dude, that was just
Jeez.
all of DXG's alts.
Yikes.
It was so funny to watch them play because it was just so obvious. Time to bring back an alt squad TPX. Woo!
Not gonna
I'll
lie,
make-
me and Clippy
For sure.
did start doing that. We had an alt server and just tried to start alting in leagues. It was fun. It was fun.
I mean,
We got a few alts on teams.
I'm personally like I'm not personally like
I
really
actually
against
think-
alting.
Yeah, M1 did join. He was in the server at one point.
Alting, I have an interesting like thought on it. I definitely was not fond of it before, but I've sort of accepted that it's impossible to prevent. It's more like I don't like when there's one person who has just a massive amount of alts. Like that really ticks me off because it just annoys me because there's no way I can stop it, and I really just don't. I don't like
Yeah.
seeing it. I think it's annoying, and I just, it's just the same person just alting back in again and again and again and again. But like one time, I won't ban you for that. I think you'll just get a suspension ruling, maybe not be able to play for a few games, and then you'll be able to play again.
Because I alted a few times and they don't care.
Shell League especially, they don't really care at this point. They have to ban the player, and then they just, from there on out, they just, do whatever. But yeah, I mean, I think that we're going to change a few things with the rules and stuff. Hacking, I that will just not be allowed. You can't do that. Hacking and alting, no, even more of a no. Just like absolutely no. You cannot do that. But
You know what's
alting,
so funny? We should ban N1 for skin hacks. We have so
we
much
posted
clips of him using skin hacks. It's funny.
well, just ranked. Yeah, we used to ban people in ranked or not ranked here because they hacked in ranked. We don't do that anymore. Ranked has no affiliation, and there's so many people hacking it because
Oh yeah. N1. Remember the timing? You hopped
Yup,
on his
HDS
secret
is
account?
chilling. That's why they
Oh,
removed
me
his sub team.
Me and N1 hopped on the Mark Sucker account, and it has an albino crack shot, right? We were just playing to troll, and somebody skin hacked on it and put it in Buck. We're like,
Yeah,
what?
I heard about that.
okay,
Yeah,
these guys have no life.
I was like, man, I should actually like see what's going
N1,
on.
do you still have the clip of that? Yeah, do you still have the? I deleted the clip of me getting a clip of the skin hacked account. It was
Where's
so
that
funny
clip?
to watch.
Ugh, I'm so excited when they get rid of shared accounts soon. Grinding in shell ranks? Ooh, I don't know. I feel like if I were to grind in shell ranks, I'd probably spend no life. Oh, Andy's still banned. Yeah, that was really stupid. We all got banned for that one thing we
Got
did.
banned for what?
We created an OC ranked server that we didn't even use, and then we all got banned. It wasn't even like
I don't
OCE
understand
ranked.
how, though.
It was Tide League OCE ranked, and you played on teams, and then you Ruffles, dude. Ruffles was an amazing alt, and I'm so sad that I sold that account. I am so sad. But I will create another Ruffles. We're coming back. We are coming back. JBT Ruffles. We alted in Mask League. We alted in Alpha League. We alted in what was the one server? We alted in that one league. We even alted in SLOC. Yeah, that was fun. Oh my gosh, yeah, that was the best time of my life. I just did not care. I showed up in a Mask League game unmiked and just it was me, my American ass accent, talking an Australian accent, and just like going like, "Hey guys, I'm ready, mates. Let's CD, let's go. I'm ready for this." And that was the best. That was so funny.
You little scallywag.
You little scallywag.
You little scallywag.
Hey, shut the fuck over and I shove a bloody dingo up ya. That was so much fun. I remember practicing that before the game. I was like,
I don't have a good Australian accent.
I can make myself sound like an Aussie all I want, and you're not going to care. I can also sound like, oh wait,
You little imbecile.
I have a special guest joining.
I can
next,
I can do. Oh my god, I do remember that. Trix used to voice. He didn't like the. I think the best alt was probably Collision. Honestly, like Collision on Ronan. Ronan did not even use a voice changer. It was just Collision talking in a Bosnian accent. Like what? That was the best. It's so funny. Memes is also a very good alt. I want memes to come back. I would honestly, in a heartbeat.
Who was memes?
Who is memes? I'll keep it to myself. It's actually really funny who it was. It's such a funny story. Our DMs are just like filled with, "Hey, can you do this for me? Please do this. Please do this. Sub to my YT." Like all this random stuff.
DMs right now.
Wow.
WhaleShark.
I'm not, no. Anyways, I'll tell you later, Stitchy. We can hop in general.
Alright, cause me and memes are actually like pretty close. We almost nuked a few servers, but
Memes actually nuked a few
stay
servers though.
pure.
Like memes on her, it's okay. Because I don't want to expose. I'm just gonna refer to memes as a her. I feel so weird now. Okay, so on her way out, she nuked quite a few servers, and I was just like, "All right then." And everybody was like, "Are you gonna ban her and Shelly?" And I was like, "No, I'll let her say it, just for the laughs." That was so funny. Yeah, Muse was just a menace to society. But it was still so much fun having her. But yeah, now I refer to her as a, yeah. We'll just say they. We'll just say they until I feel like I will expose it.
Albino crack shot. So
Her,
albino
yeah,
crack shot's
her.
gold bandana
Wink,
and
wink, wink, wink.
stress down. Yeah, I just gotta know who had that.
Yeah, I'm so excited when shared
Definitely.
accounts get taken away. It's gonna be a great time.
Yeah, that's gonna be awesome.
Anyways, speaking of item codes, we're gonna have more giveaways, a lot more giveaways. And we're also gonna do monthly Discord Nitro giveaways. So if you don't have Nitro, hopefully we can. When are shared accounts going by? Actually, I don't know, but I know it's really soon. It will come. The day will come. I promise you. I don't know when. But when that day comes, I will be so excited. How will that happen? So essentially, like, they're going to. It's not going to be 2FA, but it's going to be more of like. If one person is logged into the account, another person from like another IP won't be able to log in. So it'll essentially be like, if one account is logged, like you won't be able to like if you want to use a shared account, a person would have to log out of it, and then another person would have to log back in when there's nobody else using it. But like that's something that you can do. But essentially, what they're trying to do is keep multiple people from using a singular account at one time, because it grinds kills. You can just like install an extremely rare code. Like say someone were to get like a staff sash, and someone has done this like multiple times, and they just put it on a shared account. Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know the deal, like, because there's definitely a lot of small accounts that are just used by like a few people. So I don't know the situation with that, but I'm gonna assume that it won't be able to be used. So that's why Wiz has always said don't get too attached to shared accounts. because it's all gonna go south eventually. I don't think the account itself won't be deleted, but I don't think they'll ever delete accounts, but they'll certainly start finding ways to just make sure that nobody is attaching Shell League MVP stamps onto accounts these days. But yeah, we'll see what happens. I don't know when, but it will happen eventually. I do know that it's 100%. But yeah, we're gonna try and do more frequent giveaways with Discord Nitro and stuff like that. That was actually the last topic. So if anybody does have like more questions for me, feel free to leave them in general chat, and I will be happy enough to answer any of them.
Oh, since we're finna go, me and Sheller about the VC, so.
All right.
Alright, guys. Peace. Have a great day.
See ya.
See ya.
All right. Nobody have any burning questions they have for me? All right, then. This seems like a good place to end it. 11th episode. Oh, wait. Ask it quickly. Ask it quickly. Go. Worst player role. Can I get a good night? Yes. Good night. It's 9:47 for me. I gotta wake up early tomorrow. I got a flight. When are you getting your manager role? A whale manager role? Ooh, I don't know. We'll have to see. I'll have to ask FBI. Do we need another whale manager? He seems to be the whale manager right now. He's managing me quite well. Want to meet? I don't know. Maybe one day. I was actually thinking about that. Doing like, I'll just ping everyone and be like, coordinates and be there. Like, just leave them like longitude and latitude coordinates. Just like be here, 4 p.m. tomorrow. It's in like in the middle of a desert in like Arizona, and like some OC dude just pops out of nowhere and just like, hey, he told me to meet up. I was considering it, but I don't know. That day will come eventually. But I might meet with Holdy and what's his face, Cardboard, at some point, because Cardboard actually goes to a school near me, so I'll have to just see where he's at, and maybe I'll meet up with him somewhere. But yeah, if nobody has any burning questions that must be answered now, I'm afraid they'll have to wait to DMs. Slide the address real quick. You have a burning question? Alright, one last one. While you're writing that out, I will say Tide League All-Star game is going to be next week. At some point, maybe. I'm thinking it'll be Thursday night, maybe Friday night actually. And then we'll do a staff scrim. We might even do a staff battle royale. Ooh, that'll be spicy. So yeah, we'll see. But speaking of battle royales, we are going to be doing weekly battle royales. I promise we will actually start doing them. It will not be like that thing where we just sort of ping a map and just be like, yo. What we're going to do is we're going to actually have like a giveaway. 20 people will win, and then we'll choose, like, I think 10 of them to actually be in the battle royale itself. It's the all-star tourney. Well, just like the 8 lowest people on the stats sheet, and just be like, yo, you're invited to the all. I don't even know. Maybe. I think if you put your time into it and commit, I think you'd be a great staff member. But anyways, hope you guys all have a great night. See you guys in 2 weeks. Whale Lord moderator win. Ooh, I don't know. Moderate the Whale Lord. Let me be staff. I think you're already staff. I will certainly have a good night. I'm actually going to go VC with a few friends from school. But yeah, you must sing for you. I'm not a very good singer. I have terrible vocals, but there, that's your singing. You'll find a song. Auto-tune on. Enabled. I am not singing. Never. A million dreams is keeping me awake. You know that? From The Greatest Showman? I forget the words. Every night, oh yeah, every night I lie in bed. That is such a good movie. No, that is a crowd pleaser. Every night I lie in bed. What is it? Questions start to fill my head or something like that. A million dreams keeping me awake. Awake. There we go. I love you. You love me. What's the words? Let's all start one big family. I don't even know. I don't know. I don't even know. I don't even know the words. Oh no. Oh boy. That took a turn. But anyways, I'll sing for you guys soon. Don't worry. I'll make a little voice clip and just be like, yo, we singing, boys. There's so many clips of like WhaleShark typing and it's just like the audio. Me vigorously typing. But anyways, I'll see you guys all next time. If not, maybe in general chat at some point. But I'm gonna head over, talk to some friends. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the episode. See y'all later.